Salute, comrades. This is Behind the Walls Talk with your founder, William McCallum, and I thank you for visiting this domain. I'm here to give you an insight into the minds and hearts of those incarcerated that have been deemed voiceless. Well, this is where their voice and stories will be told for those of you who are concerned with human beings that are in prison for the mistakes they have made and for some of the injustices that were committed against them. Resolutions for reform is the goal and objective looking to be attained. Now step into our world. Welcome to Behind the Walls Talk with your host, William McCallum. I have a brother here with me today who was unjustly convicted of the crime that he is doing time for, and he has a very interesting story for you all to hear. So without further ado, will you tell the listeners, my brother, what's your name and where you're from?
My name is Elliott L Grimes. I'm here at Lumberton Correctional, and my office number is 0680868.
Where do you originally reside from, Mr. Grimes?
Sir?
Where do you originally reside from? Like, where did you stay?
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
I'm originally from Martin County, which is Janesville, North Carolina. Yeah, Martin County, Janesville,
This call is
North
from a
Carolina.
North Carolina correctional facility.
Okay.
Yes.
What were you charged with? How much time did they give you?
Berkeley County gave me 29 years for a crime for something that I didn't do. And they was placing me at this robbery scene that I didn't have no knowledge of, didn't know anything about it. And my son, which was Jacques Rascal, he admitted to robbing the man, which is Mr. Tim Bazemore, the victim. But my son asked me, can he use the car to go to the store when I was at his grandmother's house cooking on the grill. But I wasn't aware that he was going to rob this man. So by me being his pops, I said, yeah, you can use the car to go to the store. And he went out there and he robbed this man. And he tried everything in his power to help me get out of the situation by writing a statement. And he named the ones who was with him that night on the rock. And the ones that he named, you can clearly see them on Mr. Tim Bazemore camera footages from what I've been told by the lawyer that I had at that time. I didn't see the footage that Mr. Tim Bazemore had, but the lawyer that I had at the time was telling me that he seen them three on his surveillance cameras, but never seen me. Because I knew I wasn't there, first of all. I wasn't there.
That's right. So what were the specific charges that they charged you with?
They charged me with robbing with a dangerous weapon, and that time carries 10 to 13 years. And they boxcarred me and gave me another 10 to 13 years for first-degree burglary. And on top of that, they charged me with second-degree kidnapping. And they charged me with larceny by firearm by felony and possession by firearm by felony and safe cracking. They validated that in on the back boxcard end. So all together, it's 29 years.
29 years. Hey, for the listeners of Behind the Walls Talk, I want y'all to understand that we call them boxcar charges, but they're charges that's ran consecutively. That's the terminology.
Yes, they ran consecutive. Yeah, so when you get through doing the first 10 to 13 years, you start on your next 10 to 13 years.
That's right. And see, they trump them charges against you like that, so therefore they can lengthen your time, lengthen the time that they've given you. When it's all one crime, it's just all one crime that's committed in one time. You know, in regards to my brother here who was unjustly convicted, this is what a lot of the residents in North Carolina, the majority of the residents in North Carolina is experiencing. they're getting the time ran consecutively, and they get these box car charges trumped up against us, so therefore they have to do a lengthy time sentence. And that's wrong in itself right then and there. You know, and that's something that needs to be corrected.
That's right.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Grimes.
Yes, sir.
You said the victim never seen you.
The victim, Timothy Bazemore, never seen me.
And to this day, is he still present this day? Is he still living?
No, he passed away about 2 years ago.
I want you to mention something else too that we spoke about earlier when you were speaking about the jury and the conflict within the jury.
During my trial, you know, you have to pick out 12 in the box. So the DA asked those jurors, did they know Tim Bazemore at that time? And 5 of them stated that they knew Mr. Tim Bazemore. You know, because everybody knows Mr. Tim Bazemore out there. He rents out mobile home trailers to people and homes to people. And he also have an ambulance business in Berkeley County that him and his sons run. So 5 of the jury stated that they know Mr. Tim Bazemore. And the grand jury reformer announced that he lived across the street. And he used to work at his place of business doing computer work. So, yes, that's a conflict of interest. But the DA still proceeded with the trial because he knew that the jury was going to rule in her favor.
I want you to mention something else too as well. From my understanding, the girl that was within the crime too as well, she was a confidential informant, right?
Yes, Brittany Van Horn.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Yes, Brittany Van Horn is her name. And she was a confident informant that I had found out. This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility. She was a confident informer. I have been told that she was going around setting up people, trying to just going around county setting up people, you know, to get time knocked off whatever situation she had going on at the time. And so when I had explained to my son at the time what she really were and what she was doing, immediately that day she had a vendetta out against me. And so that's what's going on now. So she pretty much lied. She pretty much lied on me to get her time cut in half. She made the DA asked her to pretty much get on the witness stand and pretty much lie. And I'm pretty much sure that they coached her on what to say and what not to say. And she pretty much lied to get her time knocked in half. They gave her 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, that's what those detectives and the DA, they definitely will coach them, they'll coerce them and tell them exactly what it is that they need to be saying and what it is that they need to not say, what they need to not say. Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to understand that, you know, this brother right here is an innocent man. And he's doing time. He got 29 years, box-car charges consecutively. And this individual, the victim even himself said he's never seen this man before. His son even wrote statements on his behalf saying that his father had nothing to do with the crime that was committed. But you still had the DA that wanted to prosecute this case and they convicted this man, an innocent man, of a crime that he did not commit. He was unjustly convicted, and I want you all to look into this individual's case. I'm going to post his MAR, I'm going to post his case. Everything's going to be up on the website and on the YouTube channel for you all to see and view, and then so therefore you can listen to this brother and his testimony. Mr. Elliott Grimes, I'm going to ask you another question. Like, when you were convicted of this crime, if they gave you this time and the judge said that you were guilty, that the jury found you guilty, what was the feelings that ran through your mind? Like, What was that experience like for you, knowing that you are innocent?
I mean, I was well confident at the time that I was going to win it, but as I had got to prison, this man pretty much coached me on what really happened to me during my trial. See, I wasn't aware about the jury was being a conflict of interest. I wasn't aware of none of that because I really didn't know at the time how the court system really works. But due to the fact that I've been incarcerated going on 7 years, and I've been studying laws, and now I know what they done to me, and they pretty much did me wrong, and it's not right for that prosecutor to prosecute me when she knows she didn't never have no evidence to place me at the scene of the crime, because I was never there. When the judge announced it and all that time to me, my heart just dropped. I was heartbroken, and it was just so wrong what they done to me. It really was.
Yeah. And
it was so heartbroken the judge gave me for that time. But the judge did sign off on my appeal, but that still wasn't good enough because I'm in prison on this robbery charge for something that I know I didn't do. And it goes deeper than this. The prosecutor herself, which is Lisa Coltrane.
Yeah.
And she violated my constitutional right to a fair trial, and she was withholding evidence of the victim Timothy Bazemore camera footages from the state, from the jury, from me as well. And then you put a not just an informer, you put a heroin addict, a prostitution, and a crack addict on the witness stand when you know her word is not credible. No, she ain't gonna do nothing but just lie. She gonna lie to get all the time that she can get cut off so she can get back out there and start doing heroin. And I have lost a loved one since I've been incarcerated. I lost my daughter. Cameron Wooler. She passed away March 6, 2024. And she was pregnant with her 2 twin boys. And I lost 3 people at one time. And that really put a burden on me too as well. I done lost my daughter and my 2 twin grandsons. And I know if I was out there, I would have been present with my daughter. Maybe the situation would have never happened. But I was just violated,
Excuse me, Mr. Grimes. I don't know if you don't feel comfortable speaking about it, that's okay with me. But could you expound on what happened with your daughter and her twin sons?
Yes, my daughter.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, my daughter, she was pregnant.
Hold that thought, Mr. Grimes. Call back, and Behind the Walls Talk will continue, okay?
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Back to Behind the Walls Talk with Mr. Elliott Grimes. Mr. Grimes, you were speaking about the loss you suffered with your daughter and her kids. Could you explain on that?
Yes. Yes, I lost my daughter on March 6, 2024. And her birthday was June the 20th, 2000. She was pregnant with her 2 twin boys. And I had talked to my daughter before, she was about to have a baby. And she was saying, "Pops, I love you and I miss you. I'll be glad when this is over with," and stuff. And I'm like, "So do I." And her due date was March the 7th. And I said, "Well, I'm going to call you back when I think that, you had the babies or whatnot." So
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
So I'm in the day room area, and next thing I know, an officer come in and say, "You Elliott Grimes?" I'm like, "Yeah." They say, "You need to call home urgent." So when I call home, this the bad news that I had got, that I lost my daughter, and she was pregnant with her 2 twin boys. and that she was deceived and the boys was deceived. And that really did put a burden on me too as well. Mentally is.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Any person, any parent loses their child, that puts something on you.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely will. What was it? Was it she was having the boys and
at the time, I think. At the time, I believe we still waiting on the autopsy to get back in. They haven't got back in yet, but I feel like her water broke, and I feel like her water had broke, and I think that she bled out. I think that was her cause of death. I think that's what I believe.
Hey, I'm sorry for your loss, Mr. Grimes. I'm very sorry for your loss, man.
Yeah.
But like you said, you didn't just lose one; you lost all three.
I lost all three of them. Yeah. She was just too young. Yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a lot of things right now, depression, But by the grace of God, I'm gonna make it though.
Yeah. Just keep your head up, man. Keep your head up, man. Keep striving on your fight for freedom. And, stay focused. Don't let staff administration, their unprofessionalism, don't let that get to you. Don't let these clowns around you get to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Make sure you stay focused. Just make sure you stay focused on what you got going on, man, and keep moving forward. Okay? Stay positive.
That's right.
Strong, and keep fighting on, man.
That's right.
Do you have any other children? I know you spoke about your daughter just now, and I know you spoke about your son. Do you have any other children besides those two?
Yeah, I do. And all of them wrong, thank God. But I got a young child. She's 7 years old, about to be going on 8 come May the 15th of next month. But yeah.
How old are you, Mr. Grimes?
I just turned 45, March the 3rd. I just turned 45.
That happened right after your birthday. Do you have moral and mental support from someone in society? Like somebody that's there for you, somebody that you could call on and talk to them and, that's there for you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I call my godmother and talk to her a lot. And, she's been here waiting supporting me and my sister, and I think later on I'm going to give you the phone number so that you can reach her, because then she got my NAR and has my picture that she can take and send to y'all.
Okay, we will do.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna change the temperature a little bit. What's your story on how you grew up as a youth? Like, how did you grow up as a youth? The experiences you've had, the traumas you may have endured. What it was that you.
I grew up.
What type of life that you were living?
I was real good in sports. I loved to play football when I was growing up. I loved to play sports. I come from a mom, a single mom. My father was in and out of my life when I was a young kid growing up. My mom at the time just had me and my sister, and and by me not having a father figure in my life, my mom had to be a mom and a father. So, and then we ended up moving. We ended up moving to a bigger town, and I started hanging around the wrong crowd of people. And and started getting in trouble here and there sometimes, but it wasn't nothing major trouble. You know, just being stupid, being silly, didn't know no better. You know, and just hanging with bad crowds that I wish I would have never have hung around with at the time. You know, and so as I got a little older, you know, I went to prison 2 times before. You know, I went to prison 1 time for selling drugs, and I got a breaking and
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
I got a breaking and entry charge. I went to prison for selling drugs. You know, I'm mad enough to admit something that I had done that was wrong, but something that I know I didn't have nothing to do with. That's totally different. I'm not going to sit up here and be admitting to something that I know I didn't do. You know.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
What is it that you would like to say?
As I got older. Oh, what I was like.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
You know, think twice before you do anything with your friends out there. You know, and just choose your friends very carefully. Keep your circle real small, because sometimes when you're young, sometimes you just don't know what's going on through one of your friends' minds and stuff like that. But sometimes you got to pick your friends and pick them right. You know, especially if you're trying to keep a good chip on your shoulder and want to do good, and just stay out of trouble. You know, just stay out of trouble. Just constantly, doing your schoolwork. You know, learning on this, learning on that. Play sports. Stay active. You know, and just keep your distance from, other bad people that don't want no help in life. You know, just distance yourself from. And, that's the word I got for the youth out there.
That's right, man.
And obey your parents. And obey your parents. Yeah, and obey your parents.
First and foremost.
That's right. That's right.
Your parents are the one that cares for you, the ones that love you, and they want to see the best for you. They have your best interests at heart at all times.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Make sure you choose your friends right too as well.
Yeah, but this what I'm in prison for, it gets more interesting and it gets deeper than this, because I was wrongfully convicted for a crime that I had nothing even to do with. And you know where they had prosecuted me in Berkeley County, which is Windsor, North Carolina.
Yeah.
When they take the jailer and put him in the holding cell, you can hear the judge in his chamber through the wall. And the judge at the time was Judge Coltrane. And I can hear him talking to the assistant DA through the walls. And I heard him when he asked her what is going on with Mr. Grimes' case. And she told him that there's no evidence on Mr. Elliott Grimes. The only thing that Lisa Coltrane has, the assistant DA is telling this judge this. And she told him that there's no evidence on Mr. Elliott Grimes. The only thing that the head DA that was prosecuting me, she told the judge the only thing that she had was Brittany Van Horn, which is the white girl. Only thing she had was her word of mouth. There's no evidence on Mr. Grimes. And the judge told her, you just play along with the DA. And when I heard that, man, it brought tears in my eyes, man. It really did. And I'm trying to explain to this court-appointed lawyer at the time that I had. And, most of the time when you got a court-appointed lawyer, they're working for the state anyway.
That's right. That's right. You definitely
and at that time, I really didn't know anything about the laws, what I know now. Because out of the time that I've been incarcerated, I've been studying my case, and I had someone else helping me studying my case. And he's been coaching me on. You got a lot of good men in prison that is paralegals that are lawyers, just as good as a lawyer out there on the streets, but they're just in prison. And they help people in prison. You know what I'm saying? They help. You know, I don't learn so much about this case, man, how I was wrongfully convicted of this crime here, and both lead detectives at the time, they never did DNA in Mr. Bazemore house. They never did footprints DNA. They never did no blood samples DNA. All the evidence that these detectives supposedly had got, they never did. It was never no evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wrongful conviction right there. And my son and them went to another low location. When they robbed Mr. Tim Bazemore and they left Mr. Tim Bazemore's house, they went to another low location. This is after the fact. The location where my son and them went down this path, they didn't know that it was still trail cameras in the treetop. And I'm assuming that they was trying to get the guns and safe out of my car and put it in another low location. But whoever this guy was that was standing to the back trunk of my car, the pretty Van Horn was trying to implicate that was me. But whoever that guy is, I don't know who he is. You can't even see his face. You can just see the person's back. That's it. So the DA used that right there. The second location, she used that and trying to persuade the jury that was me, and I left the scene of the robbery and went to this location. That's the only thing that she showed the jury. That's the only thing that she showed the jury. But she never showed Mr. Tim Bazemore camera footage to the jury. She never showed that. She was withholding evidence.
Hey, Mr. Elliott Grimes, hey, if you will, call back, my brother. Behind the Walls Talk.
Okay, I will.
Continue. Behind the Walls Talk continues with Mr. Elliott Grimes. Hey, Mr. Grimes, I'd like to ask you a question, man. Like, for you to get back out there in society again and having your case overturned, and them finding you innocent of the crime that they say that you committed, what would that feel like? Like, what would that mean to you?
I mean, it would be a blessing from God if I could get my case overturned. And essentially what I know in my heart, and God knows as well, that I didn't do these crimes that the Justice Department gave me, how they did me. And I already lost 3 loved ones since I've been incarcerated, you know. And now I'm taking depression medication since I've been in here, you know. And by me being incarcerated, I've seen a lot of wild things take place for other individuals. I've seen a lot of stabbing, a lot of fighting, stuff that I'm not used to being around, you know, and it really puts something on me. And sometimes I got to watch myself.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Sometimes I got to sleep with one eye open sometimes, you know, because of the people that's around you and the type of environment that you are in here. But if I can just get my life and freedom back or get this time overturned or something, yes, that would be a blessing. And I can't take back the years that I was in here, you know, but that will be a big blessing. This
call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
You know,
I definitely understand.
I just pray and hope. Yeah. You know.
Hey, this has been a wonderful interview, Mr. Grimes. Is there any last words you would like to share with the listeners of Behind the Walls Talk?
I'm pretty much sure, you know, you got a lot of innocent brothers that are in prison. And I'm pretty much sure you got a lot of innocent women that are in prison. And my condolence goes out to them, you know, for those who was fighting, as well as myself, trying to fight to get your freedom and everything back. I just hope and pray that y'all just keep fighting and just stay prayed up and keep praying and just keep faith and keep hope alive, you know, and don't give up. Just keep fighting, especially when you know you were falsely convicted for a crime that you never done. So my condolences go out to them, you know, as well as myself.
That's right, man. And, you know, we're going to continue to fight for you and everyone else that's incarcerated all across the board, man, for the innocent brothers, for all the brothers and everything that was justly convicted of the crime that the DA and the judge and all them convicted them of. The ones that got over sentenced with all the time and everything that was presented to them and that they're having to do day to day, you know, we're here. You know, that's what Behind the Walls Talk is about. And to make sure that the society understands that we are still human beings despite our worst mistakes.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So we definitely support you in your fight for freedom, my brother. And we're going to definitely support you. We're going to definitely make sure that everybody gets to see your case, see who you are as a human being through our interview with you. And we're going to fight for you, my brother. And I thank you for the support that you've given us. I really appreciate that, man. And once more again, man, I'd like to tell you how sorry I am, and my condolences go out to you and your family for the loss that you just had last year with your daughter and her twin sons, okay?
I appreciate it.
All right, man. You keep your head up, my brother. And with all that said,
okay, and
peace.